Dating bare minimums of 2025 because he texted back is no longer impressive to absolutely anyone.
Well, today we've got some TikTok dating advice. Let's see what these ladies have to say and how much we agree with and how much we feel like ripping apart.
4. In the beginning, this is a test, meaning I'm not going to ask you to do anything for me because I shouldn't have to. Instead, I'm going to quietly sit back, chill, and observe everything you choose to do. I shouldn't have to ask you to plan a date for me or court me properly like a gentleman you should already know or figure it out. First date standards. I honestly don't mind because 100% you're going to be the one that's planning the first date. And I'm good doing whatever, but let's keep it short, sweet, in a public place, in the daytime, and without any alcohol on the first one. And although I'm up for anything, I will not be going on a walk for a first date and I will not be coming to your house on the first date. 6. The bare minimum is loyalty, respect, communication, listening to the conversation, making eye contact, not looking around at everybody else, not being on your phone, showing manners and being polite to the service staff if we're in a restaurant, please and thank yous, opening doors for me, etc. All the bare minimum. If you do it, that's good, but I'm not going to be applauding you for it. 7. I am only attracted to healthy masculine energy and a provider mentality. If I find out you don't have this, bye! For me to maintain interest in you, I need to see that you're in your healthy masculine energy and you are allowing me to exist in my feminine energy. So our roles and our energies are balanced so we can be compatible with each other.
So basically what we get from her is she's not going to put in any effort. She wants you to put in all the effort. She's not even going to say please and thank you. And then if you don't have enough money to just let her live a luxurious female lifestyle, she's not interested anyway. All the while she's going to be barking at you with her hands like they all do on TikTok. What is that? I mean, I wouldn't even say it's hyper masculine behavior because I don't know men that talk about, listen, I'm going to tell you what I want, and if you won't do it, I'm not. What is that? Where do women get these things from? It's a massive, as they would say, ick.
I need everybody to lock in and answer this question. How are people dating in 2025? You don't have the apps. If I don't have Hinge and I don't have Raya or Bumble or I don't have those. I don't want those. How are y'all meeting people? I feel like I go out and I go to events and, I'm out and about and nobody approaches anybody. No, I'm not kidding. I went to a work event at a bar last week. I stood at the bar by myself for 10 minutes. Not one person approached me. And it's not like on some, oh my God, I think I'm hot shit and like somebody should, no, not at all. I'm not even talking about like getting somebody a drink, just coming up and saying hi, introducing yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you what women consider effort in 2025. I went to a work event at a bar and I stood there for a whole 10 minutes and nobody approached me. The lack of self-awareness is just spectacular. Also put on some clothes if you want men to take you seriously.
I've been seeing him texting me last night at like 8:30 p.m. and said, hey, are you still awake? Because I had been complaining to him about my day. It was just a crazy day. I was having a rough day. I was in a bad mood. So I'd said, I'm going to try to go to bed early tonight. He texts me like 8:30 and says, hey, are you still awake? And I was like, barely. I'm just in bed watching the Kings game. He said, hey, do you think you could come downstairs for 2 minutes? Can you muster up the energy to come downstairs for 2 minutes? And I said, sure. Rolled out of bed, put on some sweats, went downstairs to my lobby, and he got me flowers, and he got me, I really like sparkling fizzy type sweet drinks, so I'm assuming that this was the sweetest like cider type drink they had at Whole Foods, which looks delicious. And then in here are just a bunch of little individual treats, cookies, if you will. Anyway, that to me is my definition of high effort, in case anyone was wondering.
All right, now some men might see this and think sucker. They might make fun of the guy for being a little bit too romantic. And in some instances, if the woman is not willing to reciprocate, I would agree with that. However, gentlemen, I would also like to offer a alternate opinion, and that is that while, yes, it sucks to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't reciprocate, when you do things like this and it is reciprocated, you won't ever want to look for anybody else ever again. So I wouldn't recommend stopping this type of behavior just because you got your nuts kicked in the first couple of times. when you find somebody who will reciprocate and mirror that behavior right back to you, you're gonna be thankful that you never stopped.
These are by far the sexiest things a guy can do on a first date. And I'm telling you right now, only do these things with the girls that you're actually interested in, because it will result in her wanting to go on another one. Get there early. It sounds so simple, but it gives you the opportunity to grab the table so that she doesn't have to do any waiting. And then you can tell her to let you know when she gets there so that you can walk up to grab her at the front door. It's so sexy because it tells her that you can take charge. And it's like you saying, don't worry, I got us. Compliment her. And I'm not talking the generic, you look great, because while that's nice to hear, if you want to really get her going, say something like, wow, your eyes are even more beautiful in person. Or wow, you look beautiful in that dress. I promise compliments like that will have her blushing on the spot. Pick up the tab without any hesitation. If you really want to pull a power move, when the bill comes, slide your card in there without even glancing at it. Not only does this eliminate any sort of awkwardness at the end, but it just shot your perceived confidence through the roof. And lastly, embrace silence. Instead of getting awkward or nervous about silences, use the silences as an opportunity to build intimacy between the two of you. When it goes silent, don't try to fill the gap, just make meaningful eye contact with her. I promise you, this will give her butterflies every single time.
Now, I agree with most of what she says there, especially about picking up the tab without even looking at the bill. I've been there, done that, it works. The one thing that I would kind of caution you about here is the compliments. Now, if you've been with somebody for, this is your third or fourth date, that's one thing. But she's talking about the first date. Be careful. Be very, very careful, because it is a completely undefinable, very fine, thin line that is subject to every single woman's different opinion of what is not enough compliments and what is too many compliments on the first date. And unfortunately, you won't know if it's too many until you've had too many, because they won't know. Their feeling might change just on a dime. So you pop one in, see how they respond. And if they appear to be someone who's uncomfortable taking compliments, don't push it. Don't try to convince them how beautiful they look. You let them know that's how you feel, but if they don't really respond in a positive way, move on to picking up the check without looking at the bill.
Hi, I'm in a shitty mood because I'm a 30-year-old trying to date and it's just painful. Did you get something? Fucker. I'm feeling rather annoyed right now, and whenever I feel annoyed, I feel like I need to pop off on something, and that something is usually TikTok, so.
She goes on for another minute about how dating is hard and how unhappy she is, etc., etc., etc. And lady, what I can tell you is that elbow that you gave to the dog just disqualified you from most likely 99.8% of all men. We see that and we're running.
If you're anxious that the person you're dating isn't texting you right now, here are 4 reminders I want you to keep repeating to yourself. 1, I was good before them, I will be good after. This person is not your end-all be-all. They are not the greatest person that you have ever met in your entire life, and you will meet other amazing people. It is okay, regardless of the outcome, you will be fine no matter what. And by detaching to the outcome that it has to work and accepting and surrendering, it may or may not, and I'll be fine no matter what, helps alleviate your anxiety so that you can move through this a lot more effectively. 2, this too shall pass. I have been here before. This is not your first rodeo. This anxiety perpetuates. It is a pattern. This is the same shit that you feel every single time. So if that is the case, then now more than ever is the time to remind yourself, wait a minute, I've been here before. Think about future you and remind yourself, we have done this, we have been here before. I no longer want to spiral and go through this. It causes me anticipatory anxiety, and I know how this plays out. 3, what are the facts to even back this up anyways? More often than not, that's a narrative that you created. What that is are your core wounds and unmet needs that are coming up and rearing their ugly head because you want somebody else to satisfy what only you can satisfy in yourself by reparenting and reconnecting to your little child. And by putting your thoughts on trial or asking, what are the facts to back this up? Where did I get this information from? Just because somebody didn't text you doesn't mean that all of a sudden they have found another girl and that they want to be with somebody else and they're no longer interested. That is a clear indication that that is a narrative that you are playing in your head that comes from those core beliefs and wounds and has nothing to do with the person or what is going on. And the sooner you can discredit that by saying, wait a minute, they didn't actually do anything. I don't have any facts to back this information up, so I am not going to allow myself to continue to create narratives and situations to reaffirm to me my core beliefs. And number 4, one of my favorites is you'll see it when you believe it. You could keep saying that you want a relationship and that you are worthy and you are deserving, but until you actually fucking believe that you are, your shit ain't gonna change because you keep operating from that same toxic, unhealthy, insecure, anxious place. If you really believe that you are worthy, that means you have really done some work to heal and to figure out where your core traumas and wounds are, and that you are now moving into a space of feeling more secure in your dating life. And when you start to truly believe in your gut and your heart and your soul that you are worthy, you are deserving, and that you are an incredible fucking person, then no matter what happens, you will be okay, then you will start to see it because you act differently, you allow different people into your life, and there's a different fucking vibe when you're dating that people pick up on. These people are an addition to your life, not instead of. So do not allow some fucking stranger to have complete, total control over your mood and emotions.
Consider this. The fact that you would need to speak to yourself in this manner on a consistent basis while just trying to text with somebody, it might indicate that you're not quite ready to date. Now, my assumption is this woman is giving this advice to other women because she's talking like this and saying and talking with their hands and just grabbing the camera like they all do. And I'm under the assumption that no man is ever going to listen to that type of behavior. So if this is the advice that women are getting, if you need to placate yourself to that manner, to that level, if you need those 2 minutes of advice just to calm yourself down about a text conversation, you might not be ready to date.
Hi, this video is for men. I'm going to be telling you how to ask a girl out on a date. Are you ready? 1. Get over your fear of rejection. I have so many guys in my DMs telling me, like, how do I approach a girl? Like, I'm scared. I don't know, like, how do I do it? You have to be scared, babe. You have to get over your fear of rejection. There is an epidemic in our country, people being scared of rejection. Everything good in life is worth taking the risk. But guess what? What's the worst thing that can happen if you go up to a pretty girl and she says she doesn't want to go on a date with you? You go your separate ways, maybe a little shot to your ego. You can always rebuild it.
What's the worst that can happen? Let's give that some thought, ladies. Maybe when you all stop putting guys on blast on social media for making an awkward attempt at asking you out on a date, maybe then men will begin to start approaching you again and taking the risk of awkwardly asking you out on a date. You did this to yourselves.
Dating bare minimums of 2025 because he texted back is no longer impressive to absolutely anyone. For one, he plans the date.
Okay, I can't do it anymore. First the hands, now the makeup. I'm out.